Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the news. I mean, let's be honest. Who likes the news? Does anybody like the news?
I love the news.
You're a news watcher?
Yeah.
I don't watch the news ever. I mean, you have the news on so that you can see it from your window over there.
Yeah.
You'll turn your head periodically and be like, and I'll be like, oh, God,
I just want to know when no. Sorry, at this moment, all representatives are assisting another clients. Please, stay on the line.
Sorry, Tommy.
Like I say, yeah, I just like to watch when the world is gonna end. Okay, it's ending now.
You know, it's funny you say that, because during COVID, remember we had, there was a week that we were closed. We were actually here filming. That's when we shot the Ground Zero stuff. We had the boards up on the window because it's complicated. But, you know, we're sitting in the cave, as it were, with the door closed, the window boarded up. We can't see nothing. Don't know what's going on outside. No. You literally, the zombies could have been in the rays from it would have been hilarious. But,
oops, my bad.
Tommy, who?
Yeah.
You should watch. We got something to talk about for you. Anyways, what's the weather like outside today, Fernando?
Right now, here in the beautiful Clearwater, Florida, our weather is 61 degrees.
It is a beautiful morning, and it was a beautiful night.
Yes, it was.
It was very, very nice night.
Yeah.
I brought a jacket today, even though I probably won't use it.
Me too.
Because you had one yesterday, and I was like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, so we're gonna do something a little different on this episode. So you guys that are here early, you guys are the super fans. The question I have for you: to win a calendar, we're gonna give away 2 today at 2 different times. One here at the top of the show and one at the end of the show, like we normally do. But for you guys that are early, I need to know the flavor. Okay, I need to know the flavor. The first one to tell me the flavor. And this is if you're a super fan, like a lot of you guys are, you'll know the answer and you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll get the joke. But if you can tell me what the flavor is, then you're going to win a calendar. So I'm not going to give you any more clue than that. And don't randomly guess. If you don't know, you don't know. It's okay. But if you know what the flavor is, the first one to put that in here is going to win. Were your ears burning on Everyday Audio last night? They were saying how wonderful. Oh, I know. Someone mentioned that. Yeah, it's crap. Oh, all right. I got to see which one of you guys was first.
All right. We got to wait just to see.
No, I got. Yep.
I know you.
All right. James S.
Yes.
James S. was first. He knew the answer. Good job, James. Good job, Jim. Little slow. Next time, though. Maybe later in the show. But James, you won the first calendar. For those of you guys don't know what the calendar is. You're going to get one of these. We got a couple more left that we're giving out. So we have a chance to win later in the show. But banana is the banana is, if you don't know what that's from, it's a high five. It's a high five Vega joke between him and I. He hates the Laffy Taffy banana flavor.
Okay.
I personally only like the banana. And he's like, it's garbage, bro. It's garbage. So last night on the show, I was eating banana Laffy Taffy throughout the show. It was quite amusing. Nice. Let's get into the news, though. James, what I need you to do is send me your address, your home address, the place I can send this calendar to, carstereotalk@yahoo.com. Yahoo.com? No, yahoo.com.
Tom?
Carstereotalk@yahoo.com. Send me that information, and you're gonna get it quick, because I actually have to go to the post office. Jesus.
Okay.
It's gonna be a long show.
So it's gonna be Tom, Tommy, and Tim.
Moving on. All right, so let's get to the first story, shall we? It is that time of the year again. Top AV decks of 2020. That's right. For all you guys that are sitting there saying radio sales are dead, well, you're right. But who sold the most in the dying aspect of things? Now, I say that in jest because these manufacturers, they all realize that the sales of car radio is definitely shrinking. However, you consumers still want to buy the cheapest pieces of crap out there. Like, the thought of spending real money on a stereo, it just blows your mind, which is funny. Yeah. But you're still buying cars where this stuff is breaking and you need a new one. So let's take a look at what the winning radios were. Alpine comes in. So top selling model brands by dollar sales in the US 2020. This is how much money this product made. Now this is a $299 radio.
Wow.
Alpine ILX W650 took the top spot, followed up by the much better but $100 more DMX 706S. And this is from experience where I say this not being a fanboy. Okay, we sell both of those radios in the 706. Yes. We still sell tons of W650s. However, the 706 will outperform it every day of the week. The AVH 2550 NEX. This is new. Pioneer falling this low. I feel one of the reasons why Alpine is doing so well with this radio is that this is the second year that radio has been in the lineup. Alpine is like most people are getting smarter and they're like, we don't need to come out with a new radio every year. That's just kind of dumb.
Yes.
We're not changing anything. Yeah. So until there's an actual substantial reason to change the radio, they don't. Now that doesn't mean they don't do incremental updates in the radio as parts become better, software updates and things like that, which they do. Most of these manufacturers do, and they just don't talk about it because there's no reason to call it a 0.2 or a 0.1 or Mark V. You don't have to do any of that stuff. Sony follows up with the XAVA X1000. They're again another great radio. And then Kenwood finishes up with the DMX 7706S. One of those is an Exelon. The higher selling one is an Exelon. The other one is a non-Exelon. So obviously that's going to be more of the big box stores. Now keep in mind, I don't know who they poll to get this information. So
100 people say.
100 people say, top surveys on the board. This is about true for what we see here in the store because we sell all of these radios. We don't do a lot with Sony. We do offer this radio. But definitely the Alpine and the Kenwood are way up here, and then everything else is like down here on the table.
For us.
Now, keep in mind though, how many of those inexpensive radios Alpine had to sell? They sold
tons.
Thousands upon thousands. There was one point, there was like 20,000 of those on back order during COVID. 20,000 on back order. That's insane. All right, top selling models, brands in the US 2020. That there again, one was how much money they made and how many of them actually sold. What this allows us to do is break apart how much money the radio actually made from how many actually sold because, yeah, who cares? Either way, we have there again, ILX W650 sold the most. Go figure. They had to have at that price point to make that money. The DMX 706, top two spots. Like I said, those two have sold way more than all the others. Coming in third is the Pioneer, the 2250 NEX, the Sony. Where it gets different is the fifth spot, Pioneer, the 1500 NEX. The DMH 1500 NEX took the fifth spot there. Kind of weird, don't understand it, but there again, it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I thought that would just be an interesting little coolness there as far as how people think of things.
Okay.
Now, I don't know why I said now. Our favorite brand.
I know that guy.
One of our favorite brands and one of our favorite dudes in the industry, Nick Wingate. This is a screen grab, by the way, because this stuff is not up on their website. They wanted everyone to wait till sometime in February before they announced it, or March. I don't remember when, but either way, I got tired of waiting. Focal Kevlar, that is the K2 line. They are now coming out with a...
That's the Flax line.
No.
This
is the Flax line. Sorry, thank you. Sorry. Anyways, starting over. Focal Flax line. They have decided that they want to step up their game and are making plug-and-play Flax series speakers for Mercedes-Benz vehicles. These are going to be full replacements, center channel components, coaxials. You can the underseat subwoofer. It's all this is awesome if you think about it because it only makes sense. Like if you look at like the plug-and-play line, until now. It's just been a factory upgrade in the sense like if you have a Ford F-150 and you buy the Focal plug-and-play update for that, it makes 100% sense. The Toyota makes 100% sense because they're in price point and materials that will benefit you moving up. Like the plug-and-play Toyotas, they have like an access cone on some of those, or they did, and that was because they were replacing the JBL systems a lot of the time, so it had to be a little better. The Ford system is not because it's only replacing that factory Ford. They're trying to keep this price point centric. Mercedes-Benz with like a Brewmeister or something like that is going to have a better speaker in it.
Totally. Yeah.
So are they intended for those factory amps? Yes.
So that too?
They are.
Radio and amplifiers. Okay.
But you obviously, if you want to get the maximum performance out of them, you're going to want to update them, update the amplifier into a bigger amplifier. But Focal is now offering Flax factory replacement Mercedes-Benz speakers. You will not find these on their website, but if you're interested, reach out to your local Focal dealer, and if they're not available, I think we're looking at second quarter before they come out. So they're not available yet, but they will be coming. I just thought it was cool because it made sense that they were going to. It's a higher-end vehicle, therefore they can't just come out with an inexpensive speaker. There's plenty of inexpensive style speakers like that out there. And then there's some that are really expensive, but these are dedicated, designed specifically for the Mercedes-Benz, and will be marketed accordingly.
Awesome.
Like it's what it's going to fit. Little amplifiers. One of my favorite things, as you guys know, are little amplifiers. And when it comes to little amplifiers, the one company that always sticks out in my mind is Soundigital. They make a 404, which we happen to have put in Fernando's car stereo lab. I have it sitting on the shelf over here. Big fan, love the way it sounds. Makes a great small footprint amplifier for doing a active front stage. When you have to bi-amp a speaker, it's almost as big as the crossovers. However, sometimes you just want a lot of power left and right.
Yep.
For that, they've come out with the 402. Hey, that's right. So we have a 400 by 2, little tiny. I mean, the thing is this big. It's so cute.
Yeah.
But that'll help finish off the line. The way I see this is I personally think this makes a great addition to the 404 and that 801, because that gives me that 6 channels of power that I've been looking for, and that I can use the 400 by 2 to do the front mid bass, the 400 by 4 to do the tweeters, the rear, and that 800 by 1 to power up a subwoofer. So, and it all fits on a board that's about this big. So there you go. Final specs on that we do not have. This is a new product. It's just starting to roll out. So
but
be
probably
patient.
we can talk about
Monday. We will have Mr. Tommy Spears here from Soundigital Ground Zero on Monday. So this is one of the topics we will be talking about. However, I just wanted to get it out there because I know people are excited about it. And since we're talking about Soundigital, let's transition into the next thing. Oh my God, what is this thing looking at? I honestly don't know, because this is all we got. But if you take a close look at it, you'll notice there's something different about it. It's blue. What could blue mean, Fernando?
It's a nice blue sky.
It is a nice blue sky, but when the blue skies turn gray and the rain starts falling, the last thing you'd want to do is have an amplifier caught in it. Soundigital realizes this. One of the things they've been working for in the last couple years is taking their amplifiers and moving those into the marine world. So now we have the EVOPS.
Nice.
Are you down with OPP? Yeah, you know me. Anyways, this is a marine amplifier that they are working on. There again, you notice they put caps over everything. I'm pretty sure, I know the board is conformal coated. We'll get full in-depth on this on the Monday show.
I like it.
So make sure if you guys aren't, you pay attention on Monday. That or catch the rebroadcast on Tuesday. We'll learn all about this and the cool things that they have coming out. How much power, how big, how many, and all that fun. IP6 rated. Look at him in the comments, just filling in the void instead of sending me a proof sheet, making my life easy. But that's okay. So make sure you tune in on Monday over on Facebook. We're at 6:30 Eastern Time. We'll have them here. We will talk about the cool products. We're going to take a look at his car because we got the Fernando cam, so we'll have that in the bay. We'll be able to tune it around. It's a beautiful thing. I'm super excited to actually have a breathing person other than me in the bay. And Fernando, he doesn't breathe. I know, right? Since we're talking about products, let's keep this ball rolling. DS18 Intros new speaker. Now, this in a whole isn't really that monumental news because let's be honest, DS18 every single week is coming out with new products. Constantly coming out with new products, whether it be marine cans, speaker grills, something for Jeep, JL, JK, funky boxes, door panels. These guys come out with so much stuff. However, what really caught my eye on this is it's a 6x9. Okay, you kind of can't tell from the picture, but it is a neo-magnet, high-power, loudspeaker 6x9. Now, they're not the first company to do this. I know that, so you don't have to freak out and be like, but they have taken it to a new level. This is a high-end 6x9 with a Neo woofer, and it handles a ton of power.
Yes.
And it's expensive, which is really what we're talking about here, because I'm all for 6x9s. I'm all for 6.5s. This particular speaker at the 100 and I don't know why they just didn't go to 150. I mean, that would have made more sense.
Well, plus tax and everything. Now
well, anyways,
150.
at $145,
yeah.
If it performs and it can justify that expense, I'm personally excited about it, because we do have clients that this is a potential speaker for. Only because I need just a mid-range. Like, for example, we talk about on the show before where we have a high-end set of 6x9 loudspeaker components that are one of my favorite. They're marine rated and fun stuff like that, because they're made for like motorcycles and things like that. However, it can't compete with some of the tweeters.
Right. Now
this at 98 dBs
98
is
dBs.
freaking impressive when you pair that up with a tweeter at 103 or 107 dB. It at least has a fighting chance.
Oh, totally. Yes.
Whereas opposed to something that's like 93 dB,
yeah.
This is going to be a lot louder. So there again, we don't do a lot of loudspeakers. However, we will do them in the certain environments and certain clients that we have that are, this is their thing. And as long as you put a DSP on it, you will not be disappointed. So I'm pretty excited about this. I know this is a speaker that Paul's going to bring in because he loves selling this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I know. It's super exciting. The world is just full of fun and joy and all that good stuff. Moving on to the next story. Do you listen to streaming music?
I do.
Do you pay for it?
I do.
What streaming music do you listen to?
Apple Music.
Apple Music. I'm an Apple Music guy too. However, before I went down the Apple Music road, I was a Tidal subscriber. And I will say Tidal did sound way better than Apple Music. It wasn't because, and there again, there's a lot of them out there. We've talked about paying for music before. At some point, everyone has to make a stand and everyone has to pay for some form of music. I chose Apple Music in the end just because of the ecosystem and how many people are using it. I was paying for Tidal, but then you have to get a family plan, and then I was like, they're not going to appreciate the better sound quality.
No.
They don't care. They just want content. But
I'm about to get Spotify.
You're going to sign up for a free account?
They're going to have
or a $5 account and then cancel after 3 months?
Yeah.
Anyways, the reason why this is, Tidal dedefinitely sounded great. Spotify high res, Amazon high res,
Hi-Fi.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But why this is why I thought this would be kind of related is that they're getting ready to be bought out by Square. And I know what you're thinking. Square? What does Square have to do with music? What is Square?
It's distortion.
It's a wave. It sucks. Square is that cool little thing that you put in the bottom of your phone and you run credit cards through it. All right. So Square over the past couple years has become quite a thing. They've become a giant company. So much so that they're going to buy this for $297 million in stocks and cash. Wow, Jay-Z is on the precipice to become one loaded dude. As if he wasn't already fat with cash, he's going to have some serious money, and he's also going to get put on the board. That's not the purpose of, that's not why I thought this was interesting. The reason why I thought this was interesting is we all appreciate music. We are the end user of the music, meaning we might not be the content creators. However, we need music in order to put speakers in our car, because without it, they don't exist. They kind of coexist in this fun little world. The reason why Square bought this, and that was the funny part, is they wanted an end-to-end solution for performers. The thing that makes Tidal unique is Tidal is owned by the artist. So even though Jay-Z is primary shareholder, everyone has a little piece of the company. The reason Square wanted it is because Square obviously gives you the ability to take payment. They also have a loan service. And of course, with Tidal, Tidal gives you the ability to put your independent created content up on there, which brings you back around to taking payment. So as a company that is wholly built upon the small content creator / retailer, you know, the guys that hang out in the weekends at the arts and crafts festivals, the guys that go to live play in your bars and your restaurants and stuff like that allow you to make payments, they thought this was a perfect match for them to allow you to borrow money to buy the instruments, perform the song, and put it somewhere, as well as take payment. So it's a cool circle of life ecosystem very diversified, and I'm kind of interested to see how all this plays out. But there again, I just thought it was an interesting story, and hey, we're all about interesting stories here on the news.
Yeah, totally.
Different square. This is the other square. All right. Hey, you remember that store chain, Best Buy? You ever heard of them?
Yeah.
You ever been to a Best Buy?
Once or twice.
Once or twice.
Yeah.
I think we bought some stuff there here and again. When they actually sell it. So if any of you guys have been in a Best Buy in the last 6 to 12 months, or hell, even in the last 2 years, you'll notice things are changing
a lot.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of this comes to the fact that there are big box retailers are starting to become less big box and more boutique and more smaller. And Best Buy is definitely feeling this and has decided to start doing things to change this over the last COVID months. Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go, starting cardio back there in the day.
There you go.
That explains a lot. Best Buy has decided that they've actually, what they've done is they've tried a different couple business models. One of them is taking their stores and shrinking the internal size down and using that extra space as warehouse space for fulfillment centers. Mm-hmm. So they are doing fulfillment from their stores, both shipping and also customer pickup. So they've been taking and shrinking the actual footprints of, because let's be honest, they're huge locations. They have so much room. They're not doing anything. Shrinking those down into a more usable thing and then putting up warehouse style, I'm thinking Costco, Sam's type shelving that just house tons of products to just move out the door. That way they can fulfill a lot quicker as opposed to just having like 2 central hubs that they have to ship from. So that's kind of an interesting idea. The other thing too is they're also starting to pay more closer attention to stores that are performing and stores that aren't performing and what is selling from those stores because they want to start shrinking the footprint. Now they've also laid off a ton of people. They're laying off 5,000 people are going to get laid off. Full-time positions are going to get laid off, and they're going to hire back 20,000 part-time employees. I'm not saying this is the Walmart business model. I'm sorry, what did I say? 20,000?
20,000.
Oh, my bad. 2,000. Thank you, Fernando. Yeah. There again, I'm not saying this is the Walmart business model, but
they go into like the same thing. Model. Yes.
I get it. You have a big building. You need to be competitive. You need to go up against your Amazons, your Walmarts.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why they shouldn't. Crutchfield has been doing extremely successful with online retailing since day one. They were mail order. They switched to online. It makes total sense. You too, William. Thank you. But it's either move or die. We know that you can die because Circuit City isn't with us anymore.
Correct.
We reported last week that Fry's is seen later.
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a death, before it goes away, and I hope it doesn't. I do not want Best Buy to leave at all. I do not want them to close. I want them to stay successful. It's important that they survive, people. If you don't understand that, there are certain things that have to survive in order for us to have a normal life, and I mean that outside of COVID, just breathing and existing, because there are certain things that if we let some of these other retailers just destroy everything for us, we are going to become a world full of mediocrity and boringness on a scale that you have never seen. Think about it. It's already to the point now where, like, in certain places you live, if you want to go buy a high-end camera, you can't do it. Buy a piece of high-end audio gear, you can't do it, okay? But you can buy all the low-end crap you want, and they want you to do that because you're going to buy a new one every 2 or 3 years, as opposed to buying something that is great, good, well-built. Best Buy is still doing that. They still will offer entry-level stuff, but they still have Magnolia. They still have hands-on guys that will sell you a good laptop.
Yes.
Not that, hey, look, I get it. You can order an awesome laptop online, but some of us like to be talked to. Some of us need things to be explained. They need to be sold on it. You can still go in and buy these things at a Best Buy, and if they go away, that whole industry, that whole market is going to go away with it, and we are not going to be a better place for it.
And it's exactly that. You know, right now the online shopping is just basically killing everybody.
Yeah.
You know, they trying to compete with Amazon and all this online. They actually grow 90% with this COVID-19. Everybody buy online.
Yeah.
So the only thing they went and they pick it up.
Right.
So
they made money. They paid bonuses.
They totally make money.
And they let them all go.
Yep.
Yeah, they sell Macintosh of some sort. So, anyways, I get it. We'll see how that pans out. I don't know.
Hopefully it doesn't go away.
Yeah, but if it does, hey, you know, we'll all be worse for it. And that's my take on it. Now here's the funny part. This next story dovetails right into it. Before we get to that story, though, we have to give away a calendar because that is more important than this last story in my mind. Do you have a question?
I have a question.
What is your question?
What is the third news that we talk about?
I don't even know the third news that
Exactly.
we talked about. The third story we talked
The
about?
third story that we talk about.
All right, you're going to
What is the third story that we talk about here?
Okay. And so if you can name that and Fernando agrees with you, then
I don't even remember. But
you're gonna win the calendar. So for those of you that don't know, and those who didn't turn on time, this is the second calendar we're giving away. We already gave one this morning away, so
it looks the same as the first one.
It looks exactly the same as the first one, but we gave away one. This is the second one we're gonna give away. What was the answer? Okay,
That was
so we don't have it yet.
Oh yeah, we have one.
Do we have one?
Yes, we have one.
What here? I'm looking at it. Which one was that?
K.
Who?
Kavarian, Washington.
Kavarian, Washington got it right. That was the new Soundigital amplifiers. Hey, well, thank you for paying attention and for paying attention about the Soundigital amplifiers. We're gonna give you this cool audio control clean wire club.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. What do you need to do?
You need to send me an email to carstereotalk@yahoo.com. That is carstereotalk@yahoo.com. In that email, I need you to give me your home address because that is where I'm going to send this to. So if you do not give me that, well, then we have to keep talking back and forth until you do. Also, if any of you guys have news stories that you'd like us to cover or anything you come across that you think is newsworthy, you can send it to carstereotalk@yahoo.com, and there we will, look at it. And if it's something we feel needs to be reported, we will do it, as well as give you guys a shout out and say thank you for bringing it. So that's a great way to get your name brought in. I know, right?
Back to the news.
Last story. We got a couple minutes left. Let's just go through this. And this is funny because we just talked, obviously, about Best Buy wanting to, keeping a retail store and keeping that whole establishment going. And Volvo announced today that they will not only be a fully electric by 2030, but that electric vehicles will be sold online only. Okay, what does that mean? That means we're still going to need car dealerships because they're not going to get rid of the car dealerships. However, the sales process is going to be done online. The service will be done at the dealership, so it won't be a dealership. So it's kind of a hybrid model. I mean,
they're only going to have a warehouse so you can go and pick the car. Kind of like, okay, this is the paperwork you need to do, sign it, buy. That's it.
Right, and of course you'll get your service done there. Unlike now, where Tesla, they have little guys driving around in vans that come to your house and try to repair your car for you.
Well, because Tesla doesn't have a dealership.
No.
It only has...
because of that, there's a lot of states that are changing laws so that you actually have to have some form of a car dealership in order to sell cars. So because of Tesla's business model and everyone's, hey, if you're successful, we have to find ways to stop you from doing it. But Volvo, I'm more excited about the electric cars by 2030. I always look at the runway that these people lay out. Drone delivery.
Drone delivery, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, well, okay, so we look at Carvana and we look at Vroom.
Yeah.
This is essentially what they're doing now.
Well, okay, in California, like all the Uber, before the Uber starts, that was a robot. They actually deliver you food. You just ordered it. They came in a little car and everything and deliver you food. So it's like...
So it's a Johnny Cab? Does anybody remember the Johnny Cab from Total Recall? Hi, I'm Johnny Cab. Yeah. Anyways.
Now, Volvo, right? 2030? 2030 become a full electric Did you see the
It's
new?
9 years from now, right?
Did you see the new GM commercial
No. Oh, yes.
about the EV?
Yeah. So, first
2025.
So, like, I'm all, like, let's be honest. We and the article here goes on to talk about how, like, the gas engine is dying fastly.
Yeah.
My only question is this. Are we trading one pollution for the next? And not to take that to this, but I just want you guys to think about this before, as we wrap up the show. Are we trading one form of pollution for the next? In that we're creating batteries that are going to create all kinds of a mess for us. And if there's no way to recycle the batteries, which I feel is something that has to be put in place, we're just going to be creating another disaster
Atomic
waiting
bomb.
to happen.
Yeah.
Because though we are creating tons of carbon gas emissions and all this, and we're pulling stuff out of the ground and all that, to make a battery and to dispose of a battery, are we going to run into the same problem 10 years from now after this, like 2040, 2050, where we just have these stockpiles of batteries? We already know that nuclear is a much better way for making power. However, the unsafeness of it, and what do you do with all that spent material, unless you're Bill Gates, which if you watch the Bill Gates special on Netflix, the last episode I think, he's actually solved that, but because he's Bill Gates, yeah. Anyways, I don't know. That's my thing. If you guys have thoughts on anything we've covered, or you'd like to dig deeper into this, by all means, please leave something in the comments and let us know what you think. We love to hear what you think, and once we get you guys doing that more often, we can come back and do that. So, this is one of the shows, we definitely read the comments about that, but don't ask me what 6.5 you need, because those will get skipped. But let us know what you think about these stories, because it's important. And there again, if you have stories you'd like us to cover, you know where to do it. carstereotalk@yahoo.com. This is the news, guys. You're informed. You know what we need. You know what we have. This is a cool car audio industry, and we're still amazed that every week we can do this. Because, wow, right? Who knew that there was enough to cover? But that's it. That's a half hour. Thank you guys for spending your morning with us. It's Friday. Go do Friday things and have some fun. We'll probably be in a little bit later to talk about this BMW, so make sure you head over to Instagram, and we're going to show you what we did in this nightmare of an install that we just yeah, lots of fun and excitement there.
Thank you for
can catch
watching,
it on
guys.
Instagram, as well as tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, over on the YouTubes. Fernando is back. We missed him last week. Jeff did a pretty okay job filling in for you.
That was awesome.
If you didn't catch that show, make sure you go check that one out.
Yeah.
We're supposed to do DSP Talk tomorrow. However, I don't know if that is going to happen, because things have been going on and outside of this, where time has become really strained this week, so we might have to postpone that till the week after. But either way, we'll be there talking about something and answering questions about cool car audio. You guys have a great day. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.
Bye.